Hi, welcome back to another Crypto Dave video. It's Friday, which means another crypto interest rates and news update. This is for the 28th of August 2020. Now, I'm a little bit pushed for time today. It seems to be quite often on a Friday afternoon at the moment, so I might have to reconsider when I do this weekly video if that continues. But lots of changes, particularly on the interest rate side of things this week, which we'll be concentrating on, and then just another couple of small stories. It'll be quite a brief update today. But as always, let's start by going over the rates and any new coins, and as always, links to all these articles as well as this spreadsheet will be in the description below. Now, starting with crypto.com, a few new coins. So we've got Sealer Network, quite low kind of rates for this. It's one of the 0.5 through to 2 for the standard kind of rates with 1,000 CRO or less. Now, a lot of their smaller cap kind of altcoins, a lot of the new ones actually went down to 0.5 to 3% or 0.5 to 2% over the last kind of week or so. So keep an eye if you have any crypto locked up in these. Don't just renew for another month or another 3 months if you have, because the rates may well have changed. Obviously, if you are locked up for a period of time, you will continue to get those kind of rates until that lockup finishes. But we've got a Mise Go. I'm not sure if this was a new one. I just put the figures in this week, but we've got a Mise Go that's 1% to 3%, and then as I mentioned, we've got Sealer Network 0.5 to 2% for the standard kind of rates. No other changes for crypto.com, no changes for BlockFi, Ledn or Nexo this week, but the really big changes are with Celsius Network. So firstly, we've got Chainlink 4.51% earning in kind and 6.13 if you choose to get paid in CEL token. And the really big news this week, all of their stablecoins going up to 11.55% earning in kind, 15.89 paid in CEL. So at this point in time, really for a flexible kind of term, massively ahead of everybody else. Up until kind of recently, Ledn were by far ahead of BlockFi. BlockFi still sat at 8.6. I can see these figures here increasing a bit over the next kind of month or so. We'll have to see. No guarantee that they will, but I could see that potentially happening in the next month or so as they compete with Celsius. So Celsius before were 8.69, so they were increased to sort of like compete with an sort of out-compete BlockFi a bit, but then to this week, massive increases there. So fantastic rates, and don't forget no withdrawal fees, anything like that with Celsius, and also completely flexible terms, just like BlockFi, Ledn and Nexo. So unless you have a huge number of CRO, looks like for the foreseeable future, purely on interest rate terms, Celsius is the way to go with stable coins. And then moving over to some of the bits this week. So this is where I turn to for the Celsius kind of rates. They often email with new kind of rate things. But if you go to earn interest on your crypto, again, the links to these will be below. You can get an interest calculator here where you can put in what the coins are, how long you want to lock it up for. But if you scroll down the page a bit further, some people don't always do this, you can see all the individual kind of coins, and this is updated pretty regularly. So whenever they update them, this page is updated pretty regularly, so you can see all the different kind of coins here. Now, quite an interesting bit of news this week was Celsius. So there's an interesting article here. It's on Medium, but basically it's by Celsius Network, and they're explaining how the bonus rates and interest rates kind of work. And those of you who are based in the US may know that you can't choose to earn in CEL at the moment if you're a US citizen. So those kind of benefits of kind of like getting paid higher interest rates for the sort of like the risk of holding their own kind of token are gone. But the nice thing here is that they have changed that, and we'll come on to that in a second. So non-US customers, the first Bitcoin that you hold, or the first 100, I think it is, Ethereum, you can earn up to 6.2 if you're getting paid out in CEL, and then anything over 1 reverts to these rates between 4.56 and 6.2 depending on your CEL loyalty bonus. So this basically is the ratio of how much CEL, the dollar value of CEL in your account compared to the dollar value of all the other cryptocurrencies you have. So once you're over sort of 5%, 10%, 15%, your loyalty rate goes up and you earn better rates. You also get lower interest charges for loans that you take out with Celsius. And that's the same for Below 1 Bitcoin, you get that maximum up to 6.2, and then over 1 Bitcoin, based on this loyalty rate. So it's a sort of like a sliding scale of payouts. And Ethereum's the same. Under 100 Ethereum, you can get up to 6.2, and then over 100 Ethereum, back to this kind of loyalty-based rate. But the interesting thing now is for US-based customers, they get the best of both worlds. And again, this is really competing with BlockFi. So until recently, BlockFi, on the first 5 Bitcoin, you could earn up to 6%, and then over and above that first 5 Bitcoin, I think it's 3.8. I think it may still be 3.8. Oh, it's 3.2. Apologies, 3.2% for 5 and above. I'll double check these rates again and make any changes to this. But the nice thing about Celsius is that they're actually out competing now the rates for BlockFi, and again they're doing it on this 5. So the first 5 you can get 6.2 as opposed to 6%, and this is earning in BTC because you're not allowed to get, you're not eligible to be paid out in CEL. They've just moved those kind of rates on to BTC payout rates, and that's up to 5, which is a lot better than everyone else, which is just up to the first BTC, and then over 5 BTC 4.51%. So pretty decent levels there. Still shy of where we are with Ledum, by far the highest rate here, 6.5% on any number of Bitcoin that you choose to deposit with them, and completely flexible. But Celsius really sort of like just playing that kind of tit for tat game with BlockFi and increasing their rates. We see this a lot with Celsius, increasing their rates just to sort of sit just above BlockFi and try and get some new users that way. And then moving on to Crypto.com, we have the Crypto Earn, and this is a page that's hidden away. So it's hidden away actually in their help.crypto.com. I'll put a link to this as well below. But if you scroll down on this page, it has all the interest rates. So this was the previous one, and then this new table here from the August the 21st. Now, sometimes when they add a new coin, it takes can take a couple of days for this page to be updated. But if you scroll to the top of the page, it does tell you when it was last updated. You can see here updated this week, and it was updated with these new rates and new coins, as you can see here, CELR, Sealer Network added here. But if you want to double check things, you can go onto the table here within this page. As I said, it's tucked away, and it's not necessarily easy with Crypto.com to work out what you're going to get paid. You can go to the app if you already have the app, but if you're looking to sign up, you go to the website and it just kind of says up to, you know, a rate which is normally this kind of higher rate here, which you're not necessarily eligible for unless you own a load of tokens. Moving on very quickly, the next Crypto.com syndicate event is OMG, so that will be next week, and then the week after that, so Tuesday after next, we have the big Bitcoin sort of like exchange coming out of beta event. That's a $2 million US dollar allocation as opposed to the regular $500,000. And after I've done both of these syndicate events, I'll be doing another update to look at the percentages we're getting now with these new requirements, which is the $5,000 or $10,000 trading volume over the last 30 days. And finally, before we wrap up, BlockFi announced that this week that they're going to be adding an independent pricing partner to guard against flash crashes. So this flash crash is when the price of kind of crypto varies massively, kind of widely over a very short period of time, and without an independent pricing partner, it can be difficult sometimes for companies to sort of like keep up to date. So they will be doing, I believe, a 1-second kind of update to guard against these kind of like very quick and swift kind of like changes in kind of price, which people are able to exploit, or indeed, you know, can get called out on and suffer quite bad kind of conversion rates, stuff like that. So they will be partnering with someone to ensure that this doesn't happen, ensure that you're not subject to kind of like really kind of poor flash crash kind of pricing in the future. So it'd be interesting to see when they roll that out. Hopefully will be in the foreseeable kind of future, but as you can see here, they're using CF benchmarks and they update every second, whereas the other providers at the moment are probably every 5 or 15 seconds. But anyway, link to that article below. As always, if you have any questions, if there's any issues with this, let me know in the comments below, or send me an email at cryptodaveuk at gmail.com. That's always in the Google spreadsheet here. But until then, thanks very much for watching. As always, apologies, it was a bit of a rushed update today, but hopefully I will see you on the next video. Until then, have a great day. Bye bye.